This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Hundreds of Providence nurses are going on strike today. We are live at Providence, Portland, the medical center there in Northeast Portland. Devin Haskins is going to join us for a live report as the picket line starts to form on this Monday morning in just a few minutes. Plus,
it's kind of like a horror scene. Like, it reminds me of that was when we were running.
That concert goer is describing the moments after a person started shooting at an outdoor music festival at the Gorge Amphitheater in Washington over the weekend. Coming up, we'll hear more about how that scary situation unfolded.
lots of weather to talk about from over the weekend, including this, a confirmed tornado in Lynn County near Eugene. We'll have more from witnesses who saw that tornado coming up a little bit later here on Sunrise.
Yeah, and in addition to that tornado in Eugene, we had some crazy weather yesterday in the Portland area. Take a look at this video. Some heavy hail and rain in southwest Portland when a strong storm rolled through around 4 o'clock. Then, about an hour later, it was a pretty winter-like scene around the Clackamas Town Center and the Sunnyside area after the storms there dumped several inches of hail in a short amount of time. There were no reports of serious crashes, but there was a pretty decent slowdown on I-205. The rain also caused problems on streets and freeways in the usual trouble spots, including here on westbound I-84 near Northeast 148. The high water caused some major backups. Other areas also saw some street flooding. This video taken at Northwest 21st and Gleason. You can see that guy dealing with a clogged storm drain. Outdoor dining, not really an option yesterday.
My goodness. Okay, it is Monday, June 19th. I feel like I should repeat it's June after seeing some of that weather video. Juneteenth, by the way, Brenda Braxton has the morning off. Rod back from vacation. We said, Rod, we want you to have a busy morning. So get to it. What the heck happened yesterday?
By the way, reports of one reason, a lot of times we think of leaves clogging up the storm drains. Yes. He was getting ice out of the way so the water could drain down. A lot of the reports of the flooding caused by the hail.
I told you, I live like 2 miles from the Clackamas Town Center. I mean, it was raining where I was at, but it didn't look like that. That was nuts.
My place up in Vancouver, we had a heavy shower, but we didn't have hail either. But plenty of folks did. It all was caused by this, a cold upper level low. Looks harmless enough. L's a nice sweet letter, right? But it's the cold center also of the air mass. So with that still in play, all of the same elements will be a possibility in our weather forecast today. Now, to me as a forecaster, yesterday we were in the sweet spot of where the most active weather would kind of advect and come rolling through our area. I think it's possible we won't be as active today, but still heavy downpours, hail, thunder, all a possibility with some gusty winds. In fact, we had some showers you see scattered about in spots out there right now. Also some early breaks in the cloud deck. It's chilly out, 49 degrees. Yesterday we stayed in the 50s, and today we may struggle to get back up to 60 again. We'll see if we can do it. Now, the rain obviously very beneficial. Some areas picked up close to 3/4 of an inch yesterday. Drew?
All right, Rod, thanks for that update. We do have our top story to get to right now. This morning, we know hundreds of Providence nurses will go on strike, impacting 2 local hospitals. We're talking about Providence Portland Medical Center in Northeast Portland and Providence Seaside Hospital.
Yeah, and already this morning, we've seen people gathering at those locations. That strike, though, officially starts at 5:30 this morning. Our Devin Haskins is live outside Providence, Portland for us. And Devin, walk us through some of the details and how this is all going to happen.
Yeah, good morning, Christine. Good morning, Drew. This morning, as you see behind me, some of the tents are starting to be set up. Some of the nurses are already starting to join the line here as the strike gets ready to start here in about just under a half hour. So this morning, as the overnight shift comes to an end, nurses will work with the replacement nurses to hand off patients, transfer care. If nurses are in the middle of the major surgeries or something like that, the union says they'll finish up and then join the strike lines when they're able to. On Sunday, nurses said the hospitals covered walkways with curtains. They claimed this was to prevent nurses from seeing replacement nurses. Providence officials also said they were ensuring replacement nurses went through entrances away from those on strike. Negotiations have been going on for 9 months, the last bargaining session on June 9th. The nurses say they want higher wages, better health care, including mental health care, more affordable health care, and more paid time off and sick leave. Providence says their latest proposal included a 12% raise in the first year and 30 more hours of PTO over the next couple years. But nurses say their other needs are not being met.
It is not just about money. It is about safe staffing. It is about adequate leave time, enough time, paid time off to take care of ourselves and take care of our families.
All right, so while the strike is ongoing, Providence says patients should expect longer wait times at the Portland location. Elective surgeries will be paused, the neonatal ICU will close, and baby deliveries will also move. Patient transfers from other hospitals will be reduced significantly. Providence says, though, that it will not negotiate with nurses over the next 5 days until this strike ends. So again, the nurses' strike starts here at 5:30 this morning, and at 7 a.m. at the Seaside location. For now, we're live in Northeast Portland. I'm Devin Haskins. We'll send it back to you.
Devin, thanks for keeping tabs on that developing situation for us. Now to the deadly shooting in Washington during a concert at the Gorge Amphitheater Saturday night. 2 people have died. 3 others are injured, including the suspect who is in custody. The shooting happened at the campgrounds during an electric dance music festival. People there told our sister station in Spokane that they ran for their lives. Blair Best has the story.
The Beyond Wonderland Festival, a weekend of outdoor music at the Gorge Amphitheater, took a deadly turn Saturday night.
It's kind of like a horror scene. Like, it reminds me of that was when we were running.
Just before 8:30, the Grant County Sheriff's Office responded to an active shooter firing randomly into a crowd at a Gorge campsite. That's when Vanessa and her friend Alex fled to safety.
We saw people getting into other people's tents to hide because it was the closest spot.
Law enforcement quickly surrounded the area and arrested the suspect. 2 people died in the shooting and 3 others were injured. The suspect was among those 3. We're told officers also fired their guns.
The concert continued on while the operation was going on in the venue. There was a mass notification sent countywide to avoid the venue and that there was a shooting that happened.
Officers told festival goers like Alex Baumgarter, who drove up from Portland, to run, hide, or fight the suspect.
And all of a sudden a big deal like an active shooter is going to be traumatizing for many people.
The festival canceled the second day of shows and tweeted that the campground was closed and there was no current danger. Some of the festival headliners also took to Twitter, sharing their condolences for the victims.
It definitely sucks. I mean, I'm missing out on all the artists that I went to see today, but I mean, it's for a good reason. It's definitely fair. I don't think anyone's in the mood to really be partying and raving right now.
The victims' families have been notified, and more information will be released this week.
Again, that was Blair Best reporting for us this morning. We're also covering a mass shooting that happened in North Idaho last night that killed 4 people in the town of Kellogg. Authorities say the suspect is in custody. They say there's no ongoing threat to the community, but they have not released any details about the circumstances surrounding that shooting.
Okay, back to the Portland area. A big heads up for MAX riders. The longest disruption in MAX history is now underway. For the next 4 months through October 21st, trains will not be running from the Gateway Transit Center all the way to the airport. Instead, shuttle buses will serve the Gateway, Park Rose, Cascade, and Mount Hood MAX stations. This is all part of the Better Red project, where crews will be laying down new tracks and a new platform at PDX.
Seeing it and only seeing like the little bits of straw and leaves, like I definitely wasn't super scared, but it was more like just like a shock because I've never seen anything like that.
What he's talking about is a tornado, a confirmed tornado in Lynn County yesterday. This was in Harrisburg near Eugene. You can see the strong rotation there as it starts to pick up some debris. Witnesses say it was on the ground for at least 2 minutes. No damage or injuries were reported, though. The National Weather Service says this was an EF0 tornado. And we also saw a water spout. Yesterday morning, it was spotted in Camas along the Camas Slough near the Columbia River around 9:30. You can see from that shot it started out pretty weak, but then it started to pick up some steam there, a little strength as it moved across the river. So Rod, yesterday, lots to talk about weather-wise. Again, Rod Hill back from vacation this morning to break it all down for us.
So good news, no damage reported in any of this. We had the hecticness, is that a word? The hecticness of the heavy downpours and the street flooding, especially in the Clackamas area. So, the water spout in the Columbia River, I think we mentioned, that was a few minutes on the ground. Could have been just over a minute, that EF0 tornado, and that was estimated to be 65 mile per hour winds with that one. 3/4 inch hail. That's big enough for severe thunderstorm warnings to be put out, and all of the rain. So this just kind of recaps what we just showed you. And again, the water spouts is interesting. You see how the funnel's really narrow, what we call a tight rope-like structure? That's typical for water spouts. That was the one in the Columbia just outside of Camas. And then Drew took you through all these other reports. The most rain I saw, one of the gauges was the 0.71 inches in Troutdale. So, you know, the good news was, oh boy, were we happy to see the rain soak into the ground, right? And we're going to have some more rounds of soaking rains today. Offshore, we see the brighter clouds, the cold upper level low. It's the source of what's going on, the cold air igniting the storm development. Things aren't lined up exactly the same today, so I would be a little surprised if we have as much action. We had a big cluster of storms with rain and hail, especially in the Clackamas area, and also those storms moved through Milwaukee yesterday. Right now we have some showers in the area. We'll see things pick back up. So again, all the same elements are a possibility. Big time downpours, hail, rumbles of thunder, some gusty winds. And this is kind of fun. This is live, by the way, Timberline, and that is, I believe it's mostly snow. I use caution because they may have had some hail up there mixing in as well. But that's the white scene up at Timberline this morning. Early morning number is 28 degrees. Snow level today is going to be right about 4,000 feet. We're 44 in Kelso. It's a cool morning. 49 in Portland, 49 in Salem. It's 36 out in Baker City. Let me get you the 7-day forecast. We have more weather coming up here in a few minutes. 61 today, more showers tomorrow, but not the storms. And then starting Wednesday, we're all dry. We will be back. More sunrise in just a moment.